What's the most absurd fact that sounds fake but is actually true? Mazda has had the two most oddly specific product recalls in automotive history. 1. They had to recall a bunch of Mazda 6a because spiders kept infesting the fuel lines. For whatever reason, this problem was limited to one model, and only one generation of that model. Spiders didn't fuck with any of their other cars. 2. They had to recall a bunch of other cars because the infotainment system would break whenever users tried to listen to 94.9 KUOW radio in Seattle. It wasn't the wavelength stations on 94.9 in other cities were totally fine. This problem was specific to KUOW. Out of all the animals in the world, the most successful hunter by far, with a stunning 6A rate of 95%, is the dragonfly. Found this out while working at a vet clinic. A sloth takes so long to digest food that it can starve to death on a full stomach. Nature is just weird sometimes. At one point, in Hawaii, you were more likely to get attacked by Ezra Miller than a shark. There's a species of jellyfish called Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish. I had to Google the name lol. That can literally reverse its aging process. When it's injured, sick, or even just stressed, it reverts its cells back to their earliest form, essentially starting its life over again. It's like the creature figured out how to cheat death, hitting the reset button on its existence. Crazy emo. Egypt is older than a lot of people realize. There were archaeologists in ancient Egypt. The only member of the rock band ZZ Top that didn't have a beard was the drummer. His name is Frank Beard. About 2/3 of your human ancestors are female. It's because of pedigree collapse, where you should have 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 GT grandparents, etc. So, going back about 30 generations, i.e. the Middle Ages, you should have a billion ancestors, which is more people than even existed. In reality, as you go back in your family tree, the same people start to appear multiple times. For example, anyone with any English blood will have King Edward I as an ancestor on dozens of separate lines because of his many children, including bastards. The flip side of this is that many more males than females leave no descendants at all. Sharks have been on the planet longer than trees. There was a shipwreck in 1664, a shipwreck in 1785, and a shipwreck in 1820. Each had one survivor. Each survivor was named Hugh Williams. Some companies are over 1,000 years old. 90% of them are in Japan. All the planets in the solar system, even Pluto, could fit between Earth and the Moon. When the Moon is in the farthest point in its orbit. I see a lot of octopus facts, but what I find most interesting besides their intelligence and hearts is that they only live about 3 years. They mate once and die. Octopuses have 3 hearts, and 2 of them stop beating when they swim. It sounds like something made up for a sci-fi movie, but it's totally true. What's even crazier is that they're incredibly intelligent, like escape artists level smart, and can even use tools. Sometimes it feels like they're little aliens living in our oceans. Honestly, the ocean is so wild it's like the Earth's version of outer space. Honeybees can recognize human faces. Low-key terrifying knowing they remember who wronged them. They're out there keeping receipts. Honeybee.